Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our class 2 on video editing. In case you've not watched our previous video, you've not been following along with the class, in case you're just new to this channel, please go back and watch our previous video. Episode 1 is there to get you started on editing on CapCut. So welcome to class. Today we'll be continuing from where we stopped. We would be finalizing on the previous edit that we did and syncing all scenes together. From our previous class, we could tell that the scenes that we chose to edit for this class were not the same scenes. From our initial project that we did last week, we could tell that we've opened a project already. So, which means that whatever project you open on your CapCut is saved there automatically, right? You don't need to save it separately. It's saved on CapCut there. So, the moment you open CapCut, you will see our initial project, which is just here. Then you click on the project, right? Then it just opens back your timeline for you. So, we can pick up from where we stopped and allow the edit to just flow. So from our previous class, we said our focus is the emotions of the viewer and the emotions that is present in the video. So you get emotions from people's reactions, how they looked, how they behaved while you were editing your video, right? So we have emotions, we have movement, then we have cleanliness. Those are the things that you have to pay attention to while we are doing this edit. So now the next thing we want to do on this class is to ensure that we sync different scenes together to make them feel like a whole scene. So we're trying to make sure all these scenes that were differently shot and they are totally different events or different film structure. We want to make them sync together as a piece. They are different pieces, we want to bring them together as one. So, and that's the essence of being an editor, for you to tell your own kind of story. So the first thing I want to do from observing this clip is that I want to try and sync them with an audio. So meaning that I would get an audio clip layer. Okay, so I didn't tell you this on the last class. Where your video is being placed in the timeline, it is called layer 1, right? So if I take up another video, let me just duplicate one of these videos and show you what I'm talking about. So I'll duplicate one of these videos just to show that if you're working in layers in any editing app. So let me duplicate this. So you see it has just added on the left, on the right. So let me just take this and move it up. I hold down. Remember, it's hold down. Then move it up. Okay, this is CapCut on phone doesn't do that. Let me just hold it down and click on overlay. It will come as a lower layer. So there is overlay here, you can see. Then click overlay. Then it comes as on video 1 layer. So coming. So to add stack of videos in CapCut on phone, you need to use the overlay option. But on system, it's a different interface entirely. So, and what this helps you to do is, let's say you were editing something different and you wanted another video to come in while the first video was being displayed. For example, like where I'm talking now, you want a video of this screen recording to be on it. That is why you're using overlay on phone CapCut, right? So yes, but let me delete that. That's not what I want to explain today. Like I said, I wanted to sync the video and the audio together. So I'm looking for something that is similar, that will similarly tie all these videos together, right? And from my last clip, I could depict that if I use an instrumentation sound that they can play in an hotel, and they can also play in a baby store, and they can also play in an event while things are not yet happening in an event, it will tie these video clips together. Let me take that again. So I said where I got the idea from now was the last clip there was a bass guitar playing. So in most restaurants and hotels, there is a sound that they used to use most times. It's always either a jazzy sound, something more classical, and all of that. If I take a sound like that, just to merge the fact that I'm playing bass here, and there is this is an hotel, there is movement happening, which I'm very sure that if I left the audio of the hotel, the likely sound that they'll be playing in that hotel, in that hotel / restaurant, would be a jazzy sound, a classical sound, where there's nobody singing. It might just be like a background music. So if I use that kind of sound to link up a baby store, we could introduce jazz sound to a baby store. Nobody says you cannot introduce that. So I can decide to say, okay, that sound, a jazzy sound, a classical sound, will be a very good sound to go that will merge all the clips together. Let's just say my movement in the event, they could be playing any kind of sound while the event is either ongoing or before the event started. So nobody knows whether I was taking this video before the event started or maybe after the event finished. Nobody knows. So the idea is I want to sell that this whole scene can be united using a classical sound. Let's just head over to download a jazz sound. So in CapCut, one of the beauty of CapCut is that you can download audio right there in the app. You don't need to stress yourself to start looking for clips externally, maybe sourcing for audio sounds on YouTube, on other platforms that you can get audio sounds, right? So in the course of learning, I'll be showing you as we progress, in case you are editing on other video editing apps, where you can download video files from YouTube, right, and extracting audio from the video files, or even on any platform, you can extract audio from any video file and impose on your own video, right? I'll be showing you that in the course of our learning, right? But let's just focus on downloading CapCut sound. I'm heading over to audio, click on audio, then go to sounds, right? Go to sounds, it's loading, just allow CapCut to do its thing. Then I'm going to search, because if I'm looking based on what CapCut gives me as preferences, it might take time for us to get the sound I'm looking for. I'll just type in jazz, then search. It has helped us search for available jazz. So you are going to look out for the ones that has this free on them. So if you use any of the sound, just any of the sound, it can be flagged down, right? Depending on the platform that you want to upload it on. Your video can be flagged as with copyright issues or copyright claims, especially on YouTube. They might flag down the video saying that you have used a sound with copyright claims. So, but if you look out for sounds that has this free icon, it might take you a while to get the sound that you like, right? Just click ahead and download. So I've downloaded this one up here, but let me just, for the sake of this tutorial, let me just download another one, just for you to see what I'm talking about, how it loads. I've downloaded this Jazz Lounge. So let me download this Jazz Hip Hop to just show you for the sake of example. Yeah, so let me just pause that. So when you click on a sound to download, you will see that there will be a plus icon on the right part of the sound that you've chosen to download, which means it has downloaded. You can now actually just click on that plus. It will just automatically bring it into your timeline as an audio layer. And also when you click on a sound to download, what happens is that the sound plays automatically. Just clicking back on the audio would either stop or play it, right? So yeah, then the next thing I want to do is, I don't like that sound. I prefer the previous one, this one. I like the sound because it feels that, it gives us that ambience that it can be used in a restaurant, in a spa, in an hotel, in a lounge. Then the baby store, we can play it. Can play it in the baby store. So yeah. I'll click plus, then add it to the timeline. It just automatically adds as a layer on the timeline. So what are layers? So a layer is like this book, right? You have pages of this book. Now, how layers work in any editing app is that, so this is a book, right? So layers are like stacks of notes of papers, right? So if, let's say, I want to show you the front of this book, the moment I show you the front of this book, you can't see whether the book has white parts in the book. But the moment I open the book, that means I've opened one layer for you to be able to see what is underneath the book. So you can see this piece is white. Okay, there's a note on it, you can see what is written on it. Then I can open another stack of layer like this, you can see what is underneath it. So then let's now flip it and make it this book. Let's make sure it's seen vertically. So vertically is uprightly like this, horizontal is like this, right? So let's see the book as both vertical and horizontal. So the stack of layers comes in like this. Horizontally, another layer comes on top of this book, another layer stays on it, another layer stays on it, like that. It keeps building up like that. That's how you see your timeline, because your timeline is literally like this, right? So vertically is ascending up, is going up while you are stacking layers on them. So whatever layer that is above other layers, you will not be able to see whatever is underneath it, just the way I explained using this book. So that is exactly what happens. And that was why when I infused that overlay, if there were different videos, I will still do that before we are done with this class so that you can understand it better. If I use another video to overlay, that is to stay on top of the previous video, the video on top would cover the video beneath, so you can't see what is underneath it from the viewer's perspective, not from the editor's perspective. If you, while you're editing, you are seeing your layers in real time. So for clarity, if you are layering your videos, right, the reason editors layer is to ensure that at the end of the day, the viewers sees the final piece. But you as the editor, you have the right to see what is underneath, what is above. So for example, now on this video, this timeline, we have the audio, which is highlighted now. The audio is underneath the video, right? But the audio is separate from the video because the audio has its own separate layers. So for instance, I want to layer one of these videos. Let me duplicate the one where I'm playing this so you understand it better. I want to layer this one above the next video. So I will just go to duplicate. Where's that duplicate? Okay, duplicate this, right? So you know this is because it's phone, that's why it's duplicating and it's adding to this, to the either the right or the left, right? But on system is different. So I will just click on this and convert to overlay if that was what I intended to do before. So let's say overlay, come in, then overlay. So you see that this video now comes beneath, it comes under, right? I'll take this video, drag it and bring it to the front. So as you can see, now this is a bit confusing because this is like a phone interface. On a laptop interface, you'll be able to see in real time. So as you can see on this phone, it is showing as underneath the previous video, but in real time what's happening here is this video is above the previous video. That's why it's superimposed over the previous video. Let me state that again. Now the video is showing as a video over, this video of me playing bass guitar is showing as though it is over the video of me walking. As you can see in the editor's interface, you can see that this is where I am, right? But in the viewer's perspective, I'm seeing just one video playing, which is the video of me playing bass, right? So this video of me playing bass is above the video of me walking. This interface is confusing to an extent because you are seeing the video of me playing underneath it. Now as you can see, this video, the one underneath it is above the one on top of it on this interface, right? When you are watching this video, just reverse it to understand it better. So take for instance that this is the top of this book, like I explained before. You stack one layer, you stack another layer, you stack another layer, and you keep stacking like that, right? What happens is when you flip this book downwards, it's still the same level of stacking you have done, right? So which means this one still comes in as above because it was above, yeah. So you flip it back, these videos is still like they are still in front, they are still above it. I don't want that to get confusing to you. It's the same thing, but you are reversing the way you are looking at it, right? The videos underneath it here, that is supposed to be underneath it, is above, because this is how CapCut on the phone is displaying layer stacking. For clarity's sake, the top of this phone is here. If you flip this phone upside down, the top of the phone is still here. So which means that on CapCut for phone, the top is here, the top of the layers are here, irrespective of whether it was flipped this way or this way. I just hope you understand that. But you get the point of overlay. You understand that overlays are, when you place an overlay on a layer, it means that you are stacking a layer above another layer. So that's what it just means, yes. So let me delete this layer back. There was a mistake that happened here, right? It can happen to anybody when you are editing. I mistakenly pressed back, that back arrow on the left hand side, right? So your overlay that is superimposed is now showing as location on the top left. It's showing as a location icon. So just click on that location icon. You are seeing your overlay back, right? Just delete it because I don't need it, right? So I can see my layer that is beneath it. So yes, let's move forward. I've added the sound already, the jazz sound I want to use to synchronize everything together, right? Let's play back and see, watch in real time. Just watch it, enjoy it as a viewer. So I think now at this point I want to take out the audio. I want to extract the audio of my bass playing. Let's just allow the sound of the jazz do justice to the syncing, right? So extract. You already know what to do. You extract and you delete. Extract. Then I'm going to delete my bass audio. So in real time, when you make decisions at first, you can always adjust your decisions because the whole idea is the masterpiece has to be masterpiece. You understand? So there are times when you make some decisions from the beginning stage of your editing that the moment you start layering, the moment you start adding stuffs to your edit start making sense, and you feel like, I want to take out this one, I don't need this one again, I don't need that one again, and it works in editing. So don't be scared of taking out some of your initial decision off your edit. All right, so let me play back in real time. So I want the sound to start when the sound actually started. That's when the impact of that sound was high, because the energy that we used to start really does matter. People's attention span is very, very low, so your energy has to be given from the beginning. So let me just drag it. I'm going to hold it down, then pull to the beginning. So I'm going to pick up when that when the jazz sound was very high. Right? I want to split. I splitted the two, taking out the smaller part of it. So on phone, because that part is very tiny, I could not click on it, I could not highlight it. So just use your hand, the way you zoom in, you expand the ball like that. Do this, expand it, then click on it, right? Then delete the previous one, then hold down, then drag to the beginning. Then let's go. So there's an issue. The sound is fine. There's an issue. The sound is fine, but the count. I'm supposed to be making my cuts on the beat. That's another thing we need to learn. So I'm supposed to be making my cuts on the beat, so that in your viewers' eye, the impact of the sound is also influencing the way they watch your video. Now, there's one trick I used to use when I'm editing videos. When I play back a scene, I count 1, 2, 3, 4 in my. Somebody saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Anyways, that's what I was saying. So, but whenever I'm editing a video, I used to count 1, 2, 3, 4 in my mind, just to ensure that my pacing is right. What do I mean by that? In music, there's something called 4 count. That is 1 bar. That's a full length bar. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4 before any changes happen in any musical any music that you've ever listened to, they always count either 1 bar or 2 bars. But they count 1 bar and half of the bar. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, before they make changes. So and then some people will make changes on the triple of that bar. What does that mean? It means that when you count 1, 2, 3, 4, instead of you counting 1, 2, 3, 4, you're counting 1, 2, 3. So your beat ascent, your beat placement is on the third. That's 1, 2, 3, cut. 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, cut. 1, 2, cut. Right? So 1, 2, cut. Those kind of cuts are always done just to give you that off guard approach. So you don't know that this was going to happen, but it happened, and you saw it and you liked it. For example, let's say I was following an actual editor's cut with the beats, and I know, okay, after this 1, 2, 3, 4, they will cut again, and I did not see the cut on the 4. I saw the cut on the 3. It gives me that creativity. I just feel like this person cuts differently, and it feels differently to me, right? So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means I need to extend this one to cut on my 4. I need to extend the video to cut on my 4, right? So let's go. If you even notice the sound that we picked, you notice that there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 constant rhythm sound. You know, that's the flow of music. I explained it before during the course of our chat on the group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's, you see, even the sound is on the 4th, right? So let's go. So hold on. So I'm going to re-pull it back there. That's it. 1, 2. Okay, so let's go from the beginning now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So you can see it's very nice. So I cut on the 4 on the first one. The second one I'm cutting on the 2. Like 1, 2. I've cut already. The beat also is moving on that in that space. Some beats don't move like that. Some beats moves in 3. Some beats moves in 4. Some beats moves in 2 bars. That's 4 2 times, right? So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So the last one was a hand, like 1, 2 hand. But anyways, this is the music class, so you get the idea. So let's pick from here. 1, 2, 3. So I could cut this one on the 3rd, right? I could just cut it on the 3rd just to give that off guard get out. Not like get out, but you get it. So 1, 2, 3. That's my cut. That's how I used to cut. Don't mind me. That's how I used to cut it. But it's going to help you because before you, that's why most times I don't get my sound first before I cut. If I did the same thing without getting my sound, my video clips will still sync with the audio. I will not need to now. I'll just maybe just need to just adjust a tiny bit. Maybe if I want to just like an abstract cut where it comes in before my normal 1, 2, 3, 4 count, right? So let me take this out, delete. But it saves time for me to now start looking for a beat and not start looking for how to now start arranging my scenes based on the song. I mean, sometimes you can just cut that way. 1, 2, 3. Or is it cut on the exact 3? 3. So let me just extend it a bit so it cuts on the exact 3. 1, 2, 3. And you'll say, welcome to the editing world. Currently, you're not seeing my face on the screen, and that's because, I mean, Nigeria happened to us. NEPA decided to take lights. We've tried to record like more than 30 times. NEPA is just doing their own thing. So just focus on the editing app. That's the CapCut interface right now. So we've ended the scene. The sound has rolled out, right? Then, okay, let me just do, I think, okay. Before this now, I had adjusted the brightness of each clip, right? There is an adjustment layer somewhere. Let me check for it in between this. So I've adjusted the so this is me using my both fingers to expand the timeline to see where this adjustment was coming from. Okay, let me go back to, I can't find the adjustment now. Let me just go back and click on it, then move left this way, then look for adjustment layer. So adjustment layer basically is just to add exposure or to brighten your image or to darken your image. You use that layer to be able to apply on every of your videos or every of your footages at once, right? I'm looking for the adjustments. Yeah, so this is adjust. Just click on adjust, then adjust. So yeah, you click on adjust, then you adjust the brightness. That's what we did before. You either slide to the left or to the right. So the reason I'm adjusting the brightness is to ensure that the exposure of each scenes are the same thing all through the video. I want to punch up the contrast a bit. In this class, I'm not showing you why I'm using which slider and why I'm not using each slider. I'm only just showing you that we need to adjust the brightness and the shadows of the footage. There will be a separate tutorial after this explaining how to properly your footages. So as soon as I'm done, I think I want to pop up the color a bit. I will not use saturation. Saturation is not advisable to be used most times. It just gives that fake color. It just looks it's not always looking real. So I prefer to use, there's no vibrance here. Oh God. CapCut app on phone does not have vibrance, so we have to just either use saturation or HSL. Let's use HSL. So HSL is more selective. So now there are two major colors in the skin of any human being. You see anywhere. There are just two colors present in the skin majorly. It's always either red or orange. There's sometimes a bit of yellow, but majorly if I take down the saturation right of the red, you can see it's affecting my skin directly. If I take up the saturation, it's affecting my skin directly. Take down the saturation, it reduces the color that is present in my skin. When I take up the saturation, it increases the color that is present in my skin. So, and remember, this saturation now is not the general saturation, it is the HSL saturation. Then I'll click on this next skin color, which is the orange. So the orange skin color, we have saturation. I'll click on saturation. I'll slide the saturation towards the right. You can see it's moving towards the right. And you see it's affecting, the moment I'm taking it down. If I take it down, it's affecting everything that is yellow in the scene. So it's affecting both the scene and my skin color. There's a way to target all of these things to your skin alone, but that's for the advanced class where we start delving into using system and all of that. So I could put it at 40. Then I have grain in the scene, so I'll go to grain, increase my saturation. Right, this is increase decrease, so I just increase my saturation so it pops my clothes a bit. Then what other color is present? I think I have this in advanced app, it is cyan, so I'll just click on this cyan, then increase the saturation just a tiny bit. Let me see if it's affecting my clothes too. So there's cyan in my clothes, that's why it's affecting it. Make it 30 or 33, that's for the cyan. Then is there blue in my scene? Watch the scene well and see if there's any blue. I think there is blue. So if I take it down, as you can see, if you are not sure if there's a color, just take it opposite, negative way, that's towards the left. You will see if that color is present in the scene. So take it to the right now. So make sure the color is not too much, so it doesn't look too fake, right? Put it on 30. Right, and that's it. That's just touch only the saturation on this tutorial. Don't touch hue, don't touch lightness. If not, you mess up with the entire scene. So we have pink. There's no pink in the scene, so there's no point. But if just to, like I said, if you are not sure, you can just slide down the saturation slider, negative or positive, just to see if this is in the scene, right? So I think with HSL we are good. Then you can just warm up the scene a bit, make it a bit yellowish. You know, that's using temperature. This 30 MP temp. Just warm up the scene a bit, just to bring more life to it, but don't make it too much. Put it on 10. Then that's it. Then so I'm not going to add the, yeah, you could add a vignette just to keep focus on the person, but I'm not going to do that on this tutorial. Okay, let's just leave it where it is at 0. Yeah, it's on 0 now. So click on this marker on the top right corner of the interface. So you see I did an adjustment layer before, which is this one. When we start getting more advanced, you will see that you can actually toggle off and on a layer to see if an adjustment was, to see an effect of an adjustment layer being added, you know. But for the sake of this phone tutorial, let's just leave it the way it is. As you can see, the length of this adjustment layer, I dragged it from here to the end of the whole clips, which makes it a global adjustment for all the footages present in this timeline. So, but for the one below it, it stopped halfway because that's where it's going to reach. I'm just applying it on just one clip, right? Stopped halfway, so I can just drag it to apply on everything. So we have uniform color everywhere, right? So and that's it. So we have uniform color everywhere. So anywhere there's blue in the scene, it's the same blue. If you have the skin color is the same skin color. The only difference now, if you can, looking at this footage, you can see that some clips they are looking better than some clips, maybe based on the exposure present in these clips. What exposure means is just the brightness or darkness of an image, right? Look at this now, because it was originally dark. As an editor, you cannot do more than yourself. What you do, you correct, but how the image, how the footage was being shot also matters. So if from the shooter or the person who shot the video, if the person exposed properly, what you just do is just a little touch up and it will, the whole thing in the scene will pop out properly. But because you are trying to now correct the mistakes that the person that shot made, you can't do too much. If you do too much, you lose detail on the footage. So while exposing this clip, my focus was to ensure that there's still detail in the clip, in the scene. The moment I start losing detail, that's a bad edit. So yeah, and that's it. No, this is not our major focus for this this class now. So yeah, global adjustment. This is like the final touch. Global adjustment. Then this is it. Just drag this one to the ending. Voila, you are good to go. Now you can see the effect of this on the last clip was not nice. It's making my last clip look too overexposed because this scene normally was looking properly exposed. So I either have to just create another separate adjustment for only that one. For the exposure. The first adjustment is for exposure. The second one is for color, right? So let me just undo it. So it stops at where it stopped. Then the scene is looking together now. They're looking more uniform like this. So yeah. Don't worry, when we start getting professional, you see how you can really target colors and check if your scenes are actually the same color. You know, there are ways to check it, but phone is limited. So this is the best we can get from these scenes on phone. So yeah, that's it. Then you play back your video, watch it in real time. So yeah, that's it. And that's pretty it. We are done with this making the scenes sync together, make the scenes look like they were from the same, not from the same place though, but from a oh god. So we are done with the class. We were able to achieve telling a story with different scenes that do not exist together. They were very short. This is just like, let's say, 7 seconds, right? We're able to synchronize each scene together using adjustment layers. That's the color. We're able to synchronize them using color, using sound. But we started with sound, then build up with color. not too much of color, but like to brighten the scene, the brightness of the scene and the color of the scene. We use that to make sure that they are one. So the sound was like the joining factor of each scene. So basically, we have been able to achieve jump cuts from different scenes. So because there's nothing in the previous scene that is the same with this next scene, so it should be referred to as a jump cut. If there was like, I was holding a gimbal here, if I was holding another gimbal in this other scene, even if it's a different scene, there's a very strong similarity between actual object representation in each scene. But this is a jump cut, and jump cuts are not bad cuts to use. You'll be able to tell a story together using a very strong, compelling sound that can be used in any of these scenes, like I explained earlier. Then, yeah, we've come to the end of the class.